So I started angel investing in 2012. I think it was a big mistake. I still do some angel investments, so probably will still continue saying it's a big mistake. The reason is simple. Unless you are going to commit to it, and unless you have the type of personality that works for an angel investor, you are not going to be very successful at it. You have to understand, which I did not back then, that there are way easier and clearer paths to getting a decent multiple on your capital than angel investing. Like literally just putting your money in QQQ. This is not investment advice, but what I concluded is I should have just put all my money, if that's what I wanted to do, in QQQ. And then sure, concentrate some bets on Nvidia, Meta, Apple, maybe Google, Microsoft, right? It's basically like a lottery ticket rather than an investment. So understand that you're buying a lottery ticket. Now there is some skill to it. There is some art to it. But you have to understand if your personality aligns with that skill and art. And if your life and lifestyle and schedule allows you to actually follow through on that skill and art. Basically, the skill and art is you need to network like crazy. You need to talk to a lot of companies. You need to take a lot of calls that are basically useless. You need to hustle a lot to get intros to the really good founders. Look, if you're going to angel invest, the best way to actually win is by investing in great founders. Here's another lesson. The idea doesn't really matter when it's very early stage. And you might say, no, Shreyas, I have blah, blah, blah. Fine, you will learn in a few years. Don't believe me, you will learn in a few years. I'm not going to try to convince you. So if we do establish that the main criteria for success in angel investing, success as in outsized results, right? You need to invest in the best founders. Then the next question is, how are you going to find the best founders? And why should they let you write that check? We are in a capital flush environment. The best founders are not really struggling to get people on the cap table and to fill up a round. So why should they go with you? What is the reason? It's a very important question. I will tell you, even with my reach and my profile, I don't have access to the very best founders. I don't. There are some angel investors who do. Folks like Gokul Rajaram does. But Gokul is like the go-to investor. Basically, if you ask any founder in Silicon Valley, who would you like an angel check from? They will say Ron Conway. They will say Reid Hoffman. They will say Gokul. If you're in that kind of upper echelon, sure, you will get great inbound and you'll get access to these really great founders. But otherwise, you won't. Now, can you get there? Yes. Like Gokul got there, right? But then you need to work at it. Again, you need to have that temperament and various things to align. I told myself all sorts of lies. Like, oh, I'm not doing it for the money because I was too smart for my own good. Oh yeah, I'm not doing it for the multiple. I'm doing it so I can work with founders, and I'm doing it so that I can live vicariously through their whatever, or some bullshit like that. This is me 10 years ago. I was just doing it probably for the ego, probably because I don't want to do the conventional thing and just put money in SPY and QQQ. I want to do this angel investing thing, and somehow I'm going to find that 100 bagger or 1,000 bagger. Look, at this point, I make small investments. I have many, many investments. Who knows if any of them, maybe one or two of them might be 1,000 bagger. And I might, after all, make some money from all of this. But I'll tell you, still at that point, I will not be attributing it to any genius or any talent or any ability whatsoever in myself. So even if it does happen, it's going to be completely random, not really planned in any way. So those are some reasons why I personally don't think angel investing is a very smart thing to do unless there are certain circumstances that make sense.